Hi there, here's Christina from Changing Parenting. I'm a parent coach specialized in ages 3 to 6, and today I bought my son a Barbie. Why? Because he asked me for it. And as my son very eloquently explained to a family member recently, there are no toys for girls and boys, all toys are for children. The reason I'm telling you this is because very often when we are parenting our children, many of our parenting decisions come automatically from the way we were parented ourselves and from all the stuff that we accumulated as our core beliefs as we were growing up. And we form our core beliefs usually in very early childhood. So in this age group that I specialize in 3 to 6, it's really important that we really work on what type of core beliefs do we want our children to have, right? So I invite you, whenever your child asks for something and you immediately say no, to question, why am I saying no, right? And to really think, does this make sense? Or am I just saying no because that's what people do? I'm going to give you an example. When my son was about 1 year old, he started wanting to have all his toys in the living room. And I was always bringing his toys back to his bedroom. And he told me, no, mommy, I want to have toys here, in very early language, like toys here, right? And I was like, no, toys are not here. They belong in the bedroom. And my husband asked, why? And I said, why? Because me growing up, we were not allowed to have toys in the living room, right? And that probably made sense to my parents at the time. But in our case, it doesn't make sense because we are raising what we call nowadays a living room child, which means the living room also belongs to my son. And, it's also part of he also is allowed to have toys there. And actually he uses it much more than any of us. So it makes so much sense that he is allowed to have his stuff there. And the reason I'm telling you this is because if you want to parent differently than the way you were parented yourself, you need to be able to question yourself and not take things for granted just because it's what you were told, right? That's the only way that you are able to rewire your brain and parent your child in a different way than you were parented yourself. Doesn't mean that your parents did anything wrong. They did the best they could with the information they had. Just means that as all parents, we are trying to do the best we can also. And if you want my help parenting in a different way than you were parented yourself, because sometimes that can be a little challenging, comment plan below or check out the link in my bio. Hi there, here's Christina from